Hi, I'm Mayor Philgood with your weekly update. During the last City Council study session, we wrapped up the discussion of the second draft of the 2022 Water Management Policy. After the review of the first draft of the new Water Management Policy, Council requested some changes and adjustments which the second draft addresses. One reason this new policy is important is because the Arizona Department of Water Resources, ADWR, is scheduled to review and update the city's decision and order application, which was last updated in 2009. ADWR can accept it as submitted or amend and make changes to it. There have been many vigorous discussions during our study sessions regarding the new water management policy under consideration. We want the strongest policy, and the public input we have received has allowed us to consider and weigh all reasonable options. This second draft can be reviewed on the city's website so that the public can read and digest it before council votes on it. There are many people out there that spend a lot of time looking at water issues, and I want to make sure that their concerns have been considered. During our 6 public meetings and approximately 14 hours of presentations for the community, I'm proud to say we've made significant progress toward a final policy. A link to the 2022 draft policy is provided below. What are our next steps regarding water? Once we adopt a new 2022 policy, staff will begin to craft a more formal water conservation policy, and we will begin exploring opportunities for regional cooperation. It's important that all local communities work together to help conserve and protect our water in the Prescott Active Management Area. Also discussed during last week's council study session was information regarding potential future locations for one or more fire stations. We heard about both city-owned locations and privately held property locations. City staff did a drive time analysis using both the existing street network and potential future streets on all of the locations under consideration. The fire department is currently projecting each station to cost around $5 million in capital expenditures. As a discussion-only item, no formal action was taken. There is much to do before a new fire station can become a reality, but I'm committed to protecting and safeguarding the current and future residents of Prescott. Last Friday, we received word from the Commission on Fire Accreditation International that the Prescott Fire Department remains in compliance with all core competencies, and it is making substantial progress on the recommendations for additional improvements received during the Commission's site visit. To help put this in perspective, there are only 295 accredited agencies in the entire country. Just 12% of the U.S. population is protected by an accredited agency. The department originally received accreditation status in 2020 and is the only fire department in Central Arizona to be accredited. Prescott Fire Department joins Kingman as being the only accredited fire departments in northern Arizona to carry this well-deserved accreditation. This reaccreditation is a confirmation of our fire department's ongoing excellent service to our community. As a side note, next week I'll be doing a separate interview of our new fire chief, Holger DeRay. I'm excited to introduce him to our community. That interview will be available on our social media platforms and Channel 64. During the last council meeting, council voted to approve the naming of the future airport road accessing the new Strategic Academic Flight Education Facility, named after Major Frank Shield Jr. Council also approved renaming the city's Centennial Center to the Marlin D. Kuykendall Centennial Center. Congratulations to local sculptor Bill Nebeker, who has a featured exhibit at the Phippen Museum titled If Horses Could Talk, The Art of Bill Nebeker. Bill is a graduate of Prescott High School. He started his artistic career in the 1960s and has been honored worldwide. Look around Prescott and you'll see many of his pieces, including the wonderful piece, Early Prescott Settlers, at the Veterans Circle Park. The exhibit at the Phippen Museum will be open through July 24, 2022. Tomorrow is National Vietnam War Veterans Day. I presented a city proclamation regarding this important day at the March 22nd council meeting. 58,724 men and women died during the Vietnam War, and most of those that returned did not receive a welcome or acknowledgement for their service in Vietnam. On behalf of myself and the city of Prescott, we will always value and honor the many military veterans that reside in our community. As a Vietnam War combat veteran myself, recognizing and thanking them for their service and sacrifice is something I'm very proud to do. Welcome home, my Vietnam brothers and sisters. I'm Mayor Phil Good. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.